What's up, everybody? My name's Meek Mac, and today we are going to be installing a fancy forged carbon fiber steering wheel on the Fiat. Ooh, shiny. Now I'm going to try to do all of this in one take because it should be a fairly simple install, says every car guy, but it shouldn't be too hard to do. So I have most of it already taken apart, and I will show you guys how to do that step by step, but I did it just to make it a little bit easier on myself so we can film this in one take. So here we go. So starting off, that's what it looks like once everything's pretty much off. But to start off with, on your Fiat, and also the reason that I am doing this video is because I haven't really found any other videos online about anybody doing an install on a Fiat for a steering wheel except for Valley Cruise video, which was very good, but I know that they used a Momo steering wheel hub, and it is fairly long because it's collapsible. So even though I didn't really want to, I went with an NRG steering wheel hub, and it is much flatter, has a low profile, so it should give me more room to work with. But starting off, this cover is going to be on the bottom of your steering wheel, and let's see here, it sits there just like that. So get in your car, make sure your steering wheel is nice and straight. Also go and make sure you disconnect your battery with a 10mm socket. That's all you need, because you don't want your airbag to punch you in your face on accident if you take it off, and somehow it could accidentally go off and then you get whacked in the face by an airbag, and nobody wants that. So anyways, you will take this guy off after that, and to do that you will use a Phillips head screwdriver. Put the screwdriver into those two holes and fish for two Phillips head screws. They look like that, just regular Phillips head screws. They are pretty small, so you do have to do a little finagling to find them, but a small screwdriver like this works just fine. And once you do that, just pull down on it, just give it a good tug, and it'll come right off. It'll fall off. And once you do that, you can leave the top part on. Don't worry about taking that off, because that requires more screws to take off, and that's not really necessary. You don't need to take it off. Sorry, I am sweaty. It is hot in here. I do live in Tennessee, and it is extremely humid, especially after thunderstorms, which we just had one. So it is very hot. So after that, what you are going to do is you will want to unplug. Well, you can't. Okay, well, there's a plug on the bottom here. You can go ahead and unplug that, but you might be able to reach it behind the steering wheel, but you can do it after you take the steering wheel off. But nevertheless, there will be holes on the back side of the stock steering wheel. So this being my stock steering wheel, behind it, you see that little hole right there, right? And then there is another one on the other side. It's on the bottom of the steering wheel. One hole, two hole. You will take a flathead screwdriver or the Phillips that I just used, as long as it's small enough, and you're going to stick it in those holes, and you're going to poke it inside, and you will feel like a metal bracket basically on the inside, and it's going to feel kind of springy. So once you find that, it's not that hard to find. It's kind of more towards the back, like of the steering wheel, towards the back side. And once you do that, push it in. You do have to push in fairly hard. Grab your airbag, and which is the center part of the steering wheel, which I have laying right here, and you will push on that metal bracket, forcing it back, and it'll allow the steering wheel to come out, and do one side, then do the other. Kind of work with the steering wheel, hold on to it at the same time to where you can feel it coming loose. It's kind of like picking a lock. And once you do that, your airbag will come off. So once that happens, flip your airbag over, make sure your battery is disconnected. Then you will find a orange and a purple plug on the back side, and they have this little squishy part on the side of them that you press in, that purple part right there, that little nub. Push that in and it'll pop out. You got your positive and your negative connectors. They're on the back of the airbag, which I will show you guys right now. Right there, boom boom. Disconnect that, and then disconnect this harness right here, which will disconnect all of your controls from the steering wheel and your horn and whatnot. And if you are wanting to keep a horn in your car, you're not going to get to, unless you're really good at wiring, which I don't really need a horn. I've got a completely straight piped exhaust from the turbo back from Magnaflow and 500 Madness decatted down pipe. So my car's loud enough. If anybody pisses me off, I can just rev the car at them, and it's got my car's got pops and bangs too, so everybody hears me coming. But yeah, once you unplug that, well, you can go ahead and take the steering wheel off. And to do that, you will remove a nut here in the center. It's going to be on right there. There's the nut that was normally there, and it will be on the steering wheel right there in the center where the spline is. And you will use a use a 15/16th socket. You don't have to use a deep one. This is just what I found at my local O'Reilly's, and use that to break the nut loose. Make sure your steering wheel is nice and straight. And once you have it nice and straight, pointing straight up, which you can see, there's a little thing there, little notch in the metal in the spline that for the steering wheel column. Once it's pointing up like that and you have it nice and straight, you can break that nut loose, hold the steering wheel on one side, and then, you know, give it a nice little oomph, give it an ugga-dugga to loosen it, and it does come loose fairly easily. It's not tight on there at all, which I know that when Valley Crew did the install, it wasn't tight on theirs either. So yeah, once you have that done, you can make sure your steering wheel's straight, because that's kind of your last chance to get it nice and straight. Once you have that done, then you can go ahead and feel free to remove this cable right here, which is your ribbon cable, which connects all of the steering wheel buttons and whatnot. And to do that, all you have to do is pull out this little retaining clip in the center. It pops out with a spring. Keep that. Unplug this guy from the bottom, which I mentioned earlier, plugged in right there, and then grab this thing right here. Hold on. Grab this right here. Sorry, it's... Ooh, come on. Too much white. Okay, yeah, grab that right there, and you can just pull down on it. Once you pull that out, give this a nice pull, which I took my Phillips head screwdriver, I put it in there and pushed around on these little clips towards me to get it to come loose, because I didn't want to break it in case I ever want to go back to my stock steering wheel. But once you get that done, you can pull this guy out. Hold on, let me set you guys down just for a second. Oh, there we go. Okay. Yep. There you go. Oh, you actually saw that. Okay, cool. So, yep, that comes out in one piece like that, hopefully. And if you do it easy, and gently like I did, it should all come out in one piece. You shouldn't have a bunch of ribbon cable flying everywhere. Take that and set it down. It might unravel itself, but I mean, you can always put it back together later if you want to. Anyways, so after you take that off, this is what you're left with. Pretty much nothing there. You got your, turn signal and the rest of your stuff. Make sure those are nice and straight. Okay, cool. So yeah, that's basically what you're left with afterwards. Well, that's kind of cool. You can see how everything works in there. Oh, that little plastic clip is what trips it once you turn the steering wheel. Trips your blicker on and off. It's pretty cool. Anyways, I'm geeking out. Okay. And you've got your ignition here under there with your harness from the back. But anyways, I'll put that retaining clip down, and then you can get your steering wheel hub, which I got from NRG. Okay, and there is a little dot there that means straight up. So if you take that and you put it up against the little notch at the top of the steering wheel spline, you should be able to put this on straight, hopefully. Let's see if we can find, okay. Yeah, well, it's fairly straight. It's not all the way up to the tippy top though. I might have to put it upside down. But there might be only one way that it goes on, which is probably going to be the case. Okay, well, there is only one way it goes on. So, I really don't need that, but we'll keep it there for now. Anyways, so then after you do that, you can get your nut, and you will see a little Sharpie mark on there from the factory, maybe a couple different colors. And you can go ahead, thread that on there. Once you got all that other junkadoo off. Okay, and then I'm gonna get my wrench here. I am using a Torx wrench. Don't do that. Or a torque wrench, but don't do that. Don't be me. But I'm not making it crazy tight, so it shouldn't be a big deal. Set you guys down in my crotch for a second. Okay. And I'm not gonna go crazy tight with it because it wasn't crazy tight anyways to begin with. Okay. Trying to get it nice and tight. Don't want to over tighten it, but okay, that should probably be good enough, to be honest, considering it wasn't very tight from the factory anyways. Okay, that's still straight. So yeah, put that nut in the center right there. See that clearly? All right, got your stupid little ground wire there. Don't need the rest of that crap. Let's see here. It looks like my steering wheel's gonna be a little bit off. It's kind of dumb. Okay, so after that, you got your steering wheel, got my quick release. Now if I push this in, boom. Now it's not a fancy works like Bell Wrap Fix quick release. It is from the guys that make these, but oh well, without that on it, this feels so much lighter. I mean, it is crazy light without that. I mean, it is forged carbon fiber, but super light steering wheel. So yeah, after you get that off, you will take this guy, which is the back of it, the back of your quick release, and you can take that and put it into the center there and line everything up. And then it does come with these, set that there for a second, hopefully it doesn't roll down and hit me in the nuts. You'll take your little screws and your bolts, which it is the shorter ones out of the two. I did get a bunch more to attach the steering wheel to the quick release, and they are a little bit longer, but as you can see, they are the perfect length. The other ones would have been way too short, so these are the perfect length for that. And you will take those guys, you will screw them in there, make sure everything is nice and tight, and once you are done with that, then you can simply take your steering wheel, find the top of it, and you'll take it. Oh, it's not all the way in. Hold on. Where's it at? Trying to find it. Yep, there you go. And push it all the way in. Release it. And your steering wheel should be on. And that's it. It's pretty much all you got to do. And this, it's not on yet. I'm gonna do that later, so this video isn't crazy long, but once you've got that in, that should be pretty much what your end product looks like. You got a nice steering wheel in your car. Yeah, and now I am definitely noticing that if I would have gone with the Momo steering wheel hub, which I wanted to go with initially, instead of the NRG one, it would have stuck out way too much, because this is a deep dish steering wheel, and it is the only size that they had, so I went with this one. But yeah, it would have been way too far, because I mean, it is already pretty close to me as it is, and this is as low as it goes, I believe. So hopefully this doesn't get too crazy annoying to me. We might be going back to the stock steering wheel soon. Which, I mean, I do have a nice stock steering wheel. There's nothing wrong with it. It is an abarth steering wheel. Leather's fine, no cracks, no nothing crazy. Airbag's nice with a badge overlay on it as well. But yeah, I definitely wanted something a little bit nicer. But yeah, after you attach the steering wheel on there, you will go ahead and take this plastic piece that we started off to begin with, snap it back into the bottom, put those two Phillips head screws in that I mentioned earlier that I've got sitting right here. And once you do that, you should be done. And then I believe I'll probably be getting a harness pretty soon, because I do not want to get a face full of steering wheel if I wreck somewhere, because I do daily this car. But yeah, besides that, that's pretty much it. It's nice and clean. Yeah, it's a good, I mean, it's a nice steering wheel hub, nice and clean. Nothing too crazy about it. Cool. Yeah, it is from NRG. I can tell you guys the model. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna show you right now. So this is their short hub, so technically it is an actual short hub. And It is the SRK F20H. SRK F20H model. Short hub, one piece. Yep, it's just one piece in the box. You get some stickers. Yeah, SRK F50H. I think I said F20H. My bad. So yeah, SRK F50H. Sorry, it's hot in here. I'm getting retarded. Ugh. Gonna die of heat exhaustion. It might not look like it, but it is hot in here. It's not really even hot in Tennessee. It's just that it's really, really humid, and it gets very annoying. But yeah, there's one last look at the steering wheel. I'll make an update video maybe sometime to tell you guys how I like it, if I hate it, if I like it. But yeah, I mean, this is a nice product. It's powder coated, painted, feels nice quality. It's almost like a wrinkle finish. I mean, you can hear that, but it's a little bit rough, but nothing crazy. Pretty cool. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish putting that on the rest of the way, and maybe a week from now I'll let you guys know how I like it and any cons or pros about it. So thanks for tuning in. I'll see you guys next time. Appreciate it. Bye.